What's up, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, and we're going back to her 1978 debut album, The Kick Inside, and we're up to a tune called "Oh to Be in Love," which is an interesting phrase, right? It's one of those phrases where the speaker presumes a shared understanding, or at least a similar understanding with the listener, because they're leaving the ultimate detailed meaning unsaid. You know, it's essentially a phrase which invokes a suite of connotations, but doesn't lay out the denotation. Because otherwise you would say, well, you know, to be in love, it means this, it can mean that, it can cause this, it can feel this way. You would feel a greater need to explain it, or at least make sure that what you say when you talk about being in love is understood. And ultimately, they're not saying that. They're saying, oh, to be in love, ... or ellipsis. And ultimately, it's up to the listener to say, ah, yes, I know what they mean because I have had experiences, or because, you know, I've understood what it's like to be a human with those kind of emotions. So it's an interesting phrase in that it presumes a shared or at least convergent meaning with the listener, but does not spell it out. And it's interesting, you know, in the last couple reactions I've done, I've heard some different perspectives on Kate's lyrics and sort of the themes she explores. Not like necessarily conflicting, but again, just maybe running in some different directions. And it occurred to me through a particular conversation where someone was saying that, you know, she sings and she writes from a lot of different points of view, a lot of different perspectives. And I felt like, you know what, that is a line that even though some of these takes on her songs and her themes are different, that is a sort of connecting theme that really seemed to link the different thoughts that I've read already from people generously contributing to the channel already. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. And indeed, I think, you know, again, I've mentioned it in other videos, lyrics, they're dialogue between artist and listener, on at least on a certain level. Like, yes, an artist will have specific meanings and particular understandings, both of words and just of ideas when they write lyrics, but inevitably people filter those words and those songs through their own understandings, their own experiences, their own, like, semantic definitions. So again, I think it's a sort of meeting in the middle on some level. So the idea that people would hear the same songs by her, take them in different directions, and not always in ways that perfectly agree, but still like key in on some of the same themes, I find really impressive and indicative of her like lyrical quality, even though I personally only have like a small flavor of that so far. And again, in that conversation, I think I said something like, I really like the idea that she's a lyrical chameleon who can sort of like write from this perspective or write from this sort of voice and then a different voice and so on, all while singing in her wonderful actual voice, I should add. So yeah, I'm intrigued by the title, but let's get to it. This is Kate Bush, "Oh to Be in Love," from her 1978 album, The Kick Inside.
As the light hits you, as you shift along the floor, I find it hard to place my face. How did I come to be here and there? It's terribly vague once more before.
How does she sing? How does she sing like that?
Being anyone, you couldn't be anyone's dream. Why did you have to choose our moment? Why did you have to make me feel that? Why did you make it so real? To be in love, and then again, to be in love, and then again, to be in love.
I like the call and response, now I like them together. That one synth layer, it sounds like something in a Vangelis tune. Like mandolin or something. I love this chorus. This chorus is genius. And again, I love that. It's like, it sounds more harpsichordish than piano.
All the colors look brighter now. Everything they say seems to sound blue. Slipping into tomorrow too quick. Yesterday always too good to forget. Stop the swing of the pendulum. Let us
Can't handle choruses. That was an ace tune. That's one of my favorites so far. I dig that. Again, lyrically, I picked up on some bits here and there, but definitely got to listen to it some more. Again, some of the questions she was asking, it feels like it's not such a just a head in the pink clouds and, you're just perfectly in love or at least infatuated. It felt like it's a bit more complicated. But again, I didn't catch enough to fully piece it all together. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate all the people giving me a shout about the themes and the lyrics. Do let me know what you think about this one. And again, I'm intrigued to hear. The more I enjoy this album, the more I'm wondering, wow, so at some point her voice is going to kind of sound different, and there's going to be more synths involved. So even though I'm still working through the first album, I am thinking that, maybe not in the next album, but by the time we get to the mid-'80s, that her sound will be notably different. So I am intrigued by that already. But yeah, loving what I'm hearing. Do let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.